One in the corner down where the helipad is.
I got him on the helipad.
Down. He's probably... Yeah, you see him, Ben. Easy. You got a dead silence.
Killed one on the roof next to
Oh, there's fucking loads of them, bro.
Oh my days, yeah, there is.
That's fucking...
Killed one.
There's 74, I'm
I've downed one.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on when and where you are watching. I am PlainGuy, and this is the PlainGuy Show. Guys, I am stoked for this episode of the PlainGuy Show. Ever since we decided to do this project, there has been one streamer I have kept in mind that I was so excited to be able to sit down with. That guy is JD Hawk. JD Hawk is a streamer over on Facebook who tends to run a lot of Call of Duty with some mix of Rocket League and other fun games. We got the chance to sit down with him, and let me tell you guys, I couldn't have asked for a better person to interview. So, I hope you guys enjoy. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you want some more content. We will continuously be dropping episodes every Sunday, so be sure to stay tuned. Without further ado, let's get to it, Mr. JD Hawk.
You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever keep you down. You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever keep you down. You're the best.
Today we have Mr. Josh JD Hawk in the house. Josh, my man, how are you doing today? How are you?
I'm doing so well. I'm so excited for this.
You're so excited for this? I'm excited.
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited. I need that button. That's so excited button.
I'm so excited.
Ever since we put the PlainGuy Show together, you were definitely somebody that I wanted to get on. So to have the opportunity to sit down with you today has been, I'm stoked. I'm stoked for it. So,
Love it.
as we like to get started off, one important question. Cat or a dog person, and why do you hate cats?
What else is there to say? You've It's the easiest question anyone could ask me. Yes, dogs, 100%. Why? Because cats are the spawn of Satan.
The spawn of Satan. Do you have a dog? Do you have any pets?
So not right now, because me and my girlfriend have just moved into our place of our own. And with the whole, work, we both work long hours of days. So we thought, it would be irresponsible to get a dog, because I don't want a cat.
I got to admit, we got both. We have both. And although I love my dog, the dog is just I have a cat that behaves like a dog. So I'm, torn on this one.
Mm-hmm.
I have a dog.
Cats, I
Yeah.
do.
I have a cat. When somebody knocks at the door, the cat goes running to the front door. You know what I mean? Like and then I have another cat, my wife's cat. It's not my cat. My wife's cat, who this thing is, I haven't seen it in 3 days. I don't know where it is. It's somewhere. People come over. It's never to be seen. All I find is its fur. I don't actually know if we have a cat anymore. I just find its fur everywhere. So as for the cat and dog argument, all right. So dogs are great. Cats should go to hell.
Absolutely.
We have gotten that out of the way. Perfect. All right. So if anyone hasn't watched you before, and if you haven't watched Josh before, you guys need to check him out at JD Hawk Gaming. You guys are missing out. But if they haven't watched you before, let's start with the name. Where did you get the name JD Hawk? There's got to be a tie. There's always a story.
So it's funny. There is a story. So I started off as JDH96 Gaming. And that was when I would stream directly to Twitch from my Xbox. No care, no thought into it, just shared my screen sort of thing. Yeah. And I was like, I'm going to start this up, to start it up. I'm just going to start with this JDH96. It's got all my initials. It's got numbers of my date of birth. So I just, JDH96, simple to me. And it's gaming. So created the page. Started rolling out my first stream or two and then I started to get like a laptop involved, so it became a bit more advanced. I got a camera on it, and I got to 100 followers like super quick, like I don't know, 3-4 weeks. Like I didn't expect it to happen that fast. and I used to watch a lot of Nitro Luke XD.
Okay.
Heard of him?
Yeah, heard of him. Yeah.
Yeah. He's quite a big Facebook streamer. He's got over 800,000 followers.
Goals.
Crazy. Yeah, huge. And like he's an insane Call of Duty player. So, I used to watch him. And I just remember just having one of those nights where I was watching and I was like amazed by his chat blowing up. And I accidentally commented as JDH96 Gaming rather than my normal profile, which I would normally do. So, I asked a question. I said, Luke, any tips? I've just started, like, this is my new page. And he read it out straight away. And he was just like, yeah, my first tip is change your name. He was just like, your name it's a mouthful. He was like, JDH96 Gaming. Like, no one's going to remember that.
Yeah.
And he was like, you got to change your name. You got to make it short. You got to make it snappy. It's got to roll off the tongue. And he was like, and he instantly went, keep JD. He's like, JD is cool. Like JD is easy to say. It's got a cool, it's a nickname for some people. It's a cool, like, so he was like, keep those letters. And I was like, and the next day I was like, oh my God, he's right. I need to change my name. Like JDH96 Gaming. Like what, who would have thought of that? So I was racking my brain and like, it also came into getting a logo and I was like, it's got to be neat. It's got to be professional. I don't want none of these like mascots that a lot of people do, but like quite cartoony. I get it, and I think they're cool. It's just not for me.
Yeah.
So I thought about it, and I was like, animals, wolves, bears, lions, amazing animals. Everyone's already got them. Sharks. I was like, Jesus, this is really hard. And it's simple enough. Georgia was literally like, well, what is your favorite animal? And I was just like, well, actually, I really like birds of prey. Like I've always loved birds of prey, like on my birthdays and when we go places, me and Georgia, my girlfriend, we always go to like a falconry.
Okay.
And
where you hold your arm out and they come in.
love to hold the birds and I love seeing them all. And I'm fascinated by them. I think they're so like powerful and just badass creatures. Yeah. So then I started going down the birds of prey and I was like, right, so I got to keep JD, but I want to find a bird of prey. So it was just literally, I had a list on my phone of so many birds of prey, and it was like JD Falcon JD, like just going through all of these, and it was just like JD Hawk, and then like it was one of those. I said JD Hawk, and I was like, ooh, little ring to that.
Yeah.
I quite like that. And Harris Hawk is one of my favorite birds of prey anyway. So I was just like, Hawk would be pretty cool. So I put it out there to a few friends and everyone was like, yeah, that's actually really cool. I think we should go with that. And I was like, great. Before I change anything though, let's see what I can do with the logo. Right. Reached out to a designer on Fiverr. It was literally like $750, like nothing. Yeah. And literally first time he just sent back this logo, obviously. And I was just like, whoa. This is amazing. I just fell in love with it and I was like, that's it, JD Hawk. I love it. Oh and man, it's just stuck. Everyone else loves it, so.
It is such a good name. It's got a great ring to it. You're right. The JD, I'm so glad you went with JD Hawk and not JD Siegel. I think that would have been less impressive.
Exactly. Pigeon, not
JD
good, is it?
Pigeon. Yeah, that could have gone south really fast, but no, the name, that's an awesome origin story. I like that. I like that it was cool. Somebody that reached out, right? And you reached out to somebody that gave you the advice. And you're right. It is.
Exactly.
Everybody, I think in their gamer tag at one point had their year of birth.
Literally. For
years I ran under, and it was always weird. My cousin had, I remember back, he would play online Tiberian Sun. Command and Conquer Tiberian Sun. There was an online when it first come out, and he was Neon Blade. And so when I created my first gamer tag, it was actually Neon Venom, which had a great ring to it, but I couldn't find it. It was always Neon Venom 89. Yeah. And so when it came time to create a name, I remember I was doing the same thing. I wanted a name. I'm like, what do you call? And trying out different things. And one day, I can't remember. I think I was laying in bed and I just like roll over to my wife and I go, PlainGuy. And she's like, what? I'm like, PlainGuy. And she's still like, what are you talking about?
What did you call me?
Like, yeah, like, well, yeah. Who? And it was just one of those things that stuck, right? And then you go with it and it's like, it rolls. That's it. It's
how
great.
It works.
That's it. It's a marketing tool. Your name is your marketing. So you want something that's short and simple, has some punch to it, and you know what I mean, is relatable. Yeah, you don't want. I'm always amazed. There's a guy, and I'll shout him out. I don't think he's never going to watch this, and if he does, Stone Mountain 64. He is still one of the guys that has that kind of that original style game, right? Like the long name with the digits at the end, and I think he's one of the few that can get away with it.
Absolutely.
It doesn't hurt that he's amazing at everything he plays.
Literally. And just the funniest, kindest guy.
Oh
ever.
my god, I could watch his videos for days. I'd rather
too.
watch his videos than my own.
Same.
Ouch. Shot right in
No,
the heart.
yours.
Right in the heart.
I meant mine.
Oh man. So whenever you got all this started, this JDH 96 gaming, JD Hawk gaming, what was your first game? What was your first stream? What do you remember about it? Now, the first time, we'll say, because you did do the video sharing, it was a little different. The first time you actually went out as JD Hawk with a camera and everything. What do you remember from that first stream? What were you playing? What were you feeling? What were you?
I'm pretty sure it was what I'm still doing now, which is obviously one of the biggest games of all time, and it's still going. So some people might say somehow, even I question myself why I still do it, but I do. But obviously, Call of Duty Modern Warfare Warzone, like it's a hell of an addicting game. Like you can't help it. The buzz that you get from a win or a satisfying kill, you and your buddies, like it's one of the best. So yeah, that was probably what I was playing, honestly.
I've never felt that buzz from the win. I don't know what you're referring to. Is it the same buzz I feel when I get lit up? Because if so, that buzz sucks.
Yeah, it's not good buzz. It's not good buzz.
All right, so Call of Duty, a lot of people seem to have started off. I think it's just the timing of everyone, right? You've been streaming about the 9-month mark whenever, Call of Duty's a year and a half, I think now Warzone has been out, give or take.
Mm-hmm.
So it had just started to hit its stride as a bunch of streamers were coming in. It was about the lockdown time.
Exactly.
Streamers went up. The game became even more popular. I definitely think, conspiracy theory hot take, Warzone created COVID for more players.
Activision.
Hot take.
Yeah.
Activision was all over it.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be a script for a future game, and you guys will see how.
Absolutely. Right? No anti-cheat, but we'll create a virus for the world.
That's something we talked about in the last show, was that they're streamers, and not even just streamers, just gamers for Call of Duty have been crying for an anti-cheat. Crying. And
beyond me.
They still haven't had one.
It's crazy.
Right? My suggestion is get rid of the showing how many people are spectating you. Because when a guy will spectate you,
mm-hmm.
and you are hacking or you are cheating, you will tone it down. I watched you guys deal with a guy not too long ago on one of your streams, and he was just spinning around in circles when you guys were spectating because he wanted
mm-hmm.
you guys to sign off, because he probably was cheating and didn't want to show it.
Exactly.
You get rid of that little spectator button,
they ain't got a clue.
I think reporting would become a lot easier, and it would be a lot easier for Activision to review the footage, because there wouldn't be those moments like you guys encountered.
Absolutely, I agree.
So Call of Duty it is. Now, I've watched your streams, obviously. If you haven't, guys, make sure to check him out this side at JD Hawk. You'll see his tags down below, and they will be in the description of the video. You guys tend to do, let's start with Norfolk. What is Norfolk in chance? And I say it with a Canadian accent because you guys will understand. What is Norfolk in chance?
So Norfolk and Chance is a team name that is so incredibly punny. It's honestly, it started off as me and literally 3 close friends finding, obviously we all watched Nitro League, as I stated earlier, and he has a company called Overworld. Okay. And they do great things. They specifically do like like e-learning for disabled children. Like they'll get especially kids with like autism and stuff like that. That they'll get them in and they'll like teach them through games, and they'll also teach them how to stream and how to create content, how to create YouTube videos and all stuff like this. Because this is the future. Everything's more and more is going online every year, so it's only a matter of time till everything's online. Anyway, so they've created a weekly tournament. It started weekly and then it went 2 a week and now it's 3, etc. But yeah, it was a tournament that we found online, on simply on Facebook as well, and it seemed really good. Like the format and the idea of it was great. So we started playing, and I think on our first week we came second, or it was either second or third. Like we were very close to winning. And we were only like new to the tournament scene, so we were a bit like, whoa, we've got something here, like we could do this. So literally within that week we were like, let's create a team, let's do this, like let's do this weekly and like grow a name for ourselves. And it's just escalated from there. And we've recruited, and now we're looking at nearly between 25 to 30 members. And it's crazy. It's like we're getting multiple teams in and growing as a brand, and we've got a few streamers in there, and it's great because I've always wanted to create a community and make friendship and stuff like this. And it's been amazing. I've met genuine people who I would genuinely call like dear friends of mine, who are very close to me, and I haven't even met them because of obviously COVID. But yeah, it's amazing. Norfolk, we've created a community, and we all jump into each other's streams and we all like shout each other out. And it's crazy how everyone's streams have just like gone from here, just up here, just through like reactions and comments, just from everyone like chipping in, helping out. So we're creating like this community, which is great for people to meet people and to make friends, but it's also great for the few streamers in the team who can benefit and reap the rewards of it.
Right. Not to mention they always have somebody to play with, I'm sure, because as the teams grow, there's always somebody available and everything else, which again will help your stream numbers, because streaming solo on a game like Call of Duty compared to streaming with a group of people. I know I have watched you, and we'll shout them out, and any of you haven't watched. I've watched you with BFT. I've watched you with Weavers. I've watched you with Autonomy Jack. I'm probably saying that wrong.
Yes, Ostomy Jack.
Ostomy Jack, my bad. I rep UK Bren. All these guys, and it
So
is
many.
a Call of Duty with a group like that. You guys just seem to be such a good group of, you can tell you're a group of friends. And at the same time, you guys mesh so well in gameplay. Your communication is on point. Your guys, all your game skill is on point. We joked about this off camera earlier, how I was trying to go through everyone's gameplay has been on point except yours lately. I was going to try and find some kill highlights, and I watched through I don't know how many hours of footage, and I got maybe 1 or 2.
Can we cut this bit?
Norfolk and Chance might be looking for might be coming for you. But no, you know what, the common theme that we see among a lot of streamers is community, right? Especially, right, I consider myself a small streamer. I'm even small compared to you guys. Are on a different level. What you're doing, everything you guys have got going on is phenomenal. And it's always been about community, right? We want to bring a community together. We want to have a good time with our viewers. We want to have a good time with the people we're playing with. We want to bring joy to people, right?
That's it.
In a time that is so dark right now, the world has been, and it's funny because every person I've met from different countries has a different view on this, because every country is at a different state right now. I know the UK has been hit hard. You guys have been quite restricted, similar to us in Canada. We've been very restricted, and this has been an escape for people, and a way to find joy and to meet friends. If I'd have never started streaming, I never would have met Owner Op Gaming. I would have never met yourself, JD Hawk. I would, you know what I mean? It's something that has brought us all together, a joy of playing games and a want to bring entertainment to people.
Absolutely.
So I didn't realize actually that was gonna be one of my points, was the overworld tournaments. You guys compete in those quite regularly and have won a couple lately, as I've been watching. 2 in a row.
We have 4, I think now.
4 in a row now. Jesus.
Yeah. It's great. We're the more experienced we get, and the more, again, it just started up as 3-4 of us. And what we did was when more people came in, we played games of them and we showed them the tournament tactics. Like, like wins are important. You do get bonus points for a win. However, time and 1 point, it's a kill race essentially. So you've got to factor in the time, how many games you can get, how many kills you can get. So it's all about speed. So we've built a tactic which you know, if you look at our stats, it might not look great as in either or, you know, we might not be getting many kills, but we might be getting the wins. Usually it's the other way around. We're usually not getting that many wins, but we're getting a lot of kills quickly.
Right.
And that's, I think that's what's important. And, you know, it's little things like we take time. A few of us who like run the team, manage the team. It is one big community. It's a team effort, but, you know, we have the few who do help run things. But yeah, we actually take time. We read up on updates, what changes are happening, what gun metas, what guns we can advise people to use, drop locations, loot locations, tactics, as in what loadouts some of you can use, and by using that loadout, you're benefiting someone else on the team who's using a different loadout. Just little tiny factors like that, which can bring anyone up. You know, we've got a good track record of, we've had a few players who their KDs are like, I don't know, say 0.7, 0.8, 0.9. And just through playing with us and teaching them the tournament ways, they've bumped their numbers up, and they're getting better KDs now, and they're getting better ratios, and they're learning how to play the game better. So it's just little things like that we do to help each other out. And, you know, we're winning tournaments, which means we're winning money. It's what better feeling is it to have fun with your friends, win money on the slide? Like, it's a win-win.
Yeah. That was the same approach I take when I started streaming, right? It was at the end of the day, hey, worst case scenario, I'm playing video games. Best case scenario, I might make a couple bucks and get to play video games. Exactly. This is the dream.
It's literally amazing. It's great.
That's cool. Yeah, I never you know, I don't think you guys could ever help my KD ratio. I think it's a lost cause, but by all means, you guys, JD Hawk is starting up a training seminar eventuve. We're gonna have a JD Hawk online Call of Duty training manual. You and I will work on this.
I'm no cracked player, but I've got a good brain when it comes to tactics and stuff. So that's what we try and utilize.
That's awesome. So tell me then, because you are one of the founding, was it 3 you said? Founding 3 or 4 guys that started Norfolk and Chance. Okay. How is it managing that? How do you deal? Because now, you know, you're a great streamer to get along with. We get along great. But when you start managing 20, 30, 40 players, how is that to manage? How are, you know what I mean? How is your organization to manage? How are the guys, you know, do you run into tough patches? How do you deal with, you know, any conflicts you guys have?
It is hard because there's multiple personalities, and, you know, not everyone mixes well with certain people, or something might happen in a game which might cause a bit of drama, which could then cause a bit of rippling effect towards the other team. And it can be tricky, but we're just what we try and do first is anyone who enters, you know, we have a big group chat on Facebook, and all we ask is, like, you know, please, if anyone does join, you know, we'll do like recruitment windows. So we've had a big recruitment window. We're looking at doing another one soon. But we just talk to people like they are our friends. We want, you know, like we'll send funny memes or funny videos or like general chat into the chat, and we're just like, this is where we become close. This is how we become a tighter unit, you know,
right?
Because some people are a bit shy, they don't want to talk. So, you know, you might single them out and ask them a little question, see if they're available for this tournament. And, you know, because they've been singled out, they might be like, oh yeah, I think I'm available. It's like, great, they're in. And then, you know, we might message the people who they're with and be like, yeah, look, you know, this guy's a bit shy, doesn't really know anyone. Can you see if we can, you know, let's really like build some effort into it and build him up, stuff like that. So, you know, there's plenty of shy people in the chat, but now it's constantly going. Like there's always there's everyone just talking in it, and it's great. It's such a good feeling. Yeah, it's annoying, the constant messages, really annoying. But, you know,
phone's constantly buzzing, tinging. I'm sure I'm sure Georgia loves it, when it's just it's nonstop.
Honestly, I cannot manage a single thing in my life when it comes to being an adult. Okay, but if you need a tournament organized with a few teams, I'm your guy. All right.
I don't know how to separate my colors from my whites, but I'm telling you, you want to run a wicked Call of Duty tournament, that's your guy. That's your guy. I pointed the wrong way.
Oh,
yes. So with that going on, hey, and all this craziness, it kind of, you know, begs to wonder, how do you manage the streaming life, the work life, the home life, the relationship life. You know, it is a tough,
Mm.
right? Streaming is a grind. Now you've
Oh,
got a team of gamers as well, right? So you've got the time dedicating. How do you balance all that? I've heard directly from Georgia. She has no complaints on how you manage it. I'm amazed at what she's told me on the time that you still manage to find for that home and relationship life. Yes, I reach out to better halves before we do these interviews. But
Georgia?
you've got some explaining to do. What were those long distance calls to Canada? But no, how do you manage all that? You seem to have figured it out on what I'm being told. And how do you do that? What's the key?
It is hard. Don't get me wrong. It is hard. But like, before I start, just going back to Norfolk and Chance quickly, because, you know, it's a big team. It's a lot to manage.
Absolutely.
I would not be able to do it on my own. I do have, you know, I think at the minute we have a team of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people in. And, you know, and then there's a few people in the chat who might not have the authority as such, but we've had a bit like a team leader, a team cap, that sort of thing. They're just someone who just does a little bit more effort because they can. I couldn't do it without these guys, because these guys are, you know, when I'm busy at work, they're pulling the strings and doing this and that, and we're all talking all the time. So I couldn't do it without any of the guys. Don't get me wrong. But balancing the work life, stream life, and love life is tricky. It is tricky. There's not enough time in the day, simply. So all I do is, you know, the first thing I said to Georgia was like, you know, what if you could have any day with me, like a whole day, that's your day where we can do, you name it, we'll go do it. Like, what day was that? That's Sunday. So my Sundays are Georgia's day. No matter what is going on, no matter what it is, it's her day. Like, we are doing whatever she wants. Saturdays, overworld tournaments in the evening. So my way of balancing that out, because it's the weekend again, you know, Georgia's not at work. So I simply say, you know, okay, Saturday day, that's your day. Go out for breakfast, go out for lunch, go do this, go do that. As long as I'm back in time for the tournament, because once I've committed to a team and I said yes, like that, I won't miss it. I'm in 100%.
Yeah.
So, you know, that helps, because Georgia gets to spend her weekend away from work, away from the home, gets to spend time with me. And then also I get to do my tournament in the evening, which is great. Work is a tricky one. It's long days. I mean, you have longer days by the sounds of it, but it's 10-hour shifts, and, you know, it's 30 minutes there, 30 minutes back. So 10-hour shifts plus a half an hour unpaid break plus the travel. It's nearly a 12-hour day.
Yeah.
And then you got to include sleep. I'm pretty bad with my sleep. I must say, I do sacrifice a lot of sleep for streaming. I do.
As we do this interview at about 1 o'clock your time almost right now. Yep. Exactly.
It's an issue that I will never shake off. I can't wake up in the mornings, but I can stay up all night gaming and doing stuff, honestly. So yeah, I do my work. I come home. I try my best, depending on tournaments, but I do try my best to, you know, we have that hour, maybe 2, maybe 3 hours slot with Georgia where she's just finished work. We can have dinner, spend a little bit of time together. Then it's my stream time. She knows Georgia's amazing. I could not do any of this without her, because she knows I'm someone who, I don't enjoy work. No matter what it is, I cannot stand working. I'm not a very good mentality when it comes to working.
Fair enough.
So she knows I need my downtime, but otherwise I will just be in the foulest mood. So she's great. She's like, you know, I used to play a lot of football, soccer. I don't do it as much now because of COVID and everything, because we move locations, stuff like that. So gaming has sort of become my output in relieving stress, basically.
Right.
So, you know, I do. So I nearly stream daily, apart from my Sundays, obviously. So yeah, I do about 3 to 4 hour streams every night. Also with my work, it's only 4 days a week.
Right, because it's the 10 hours. Yeah.
Exactly. Which means I have my Mondays off. Now, Mondays, my channel wouldn't be where it was without my Super Monday game day. Like, you know, I'm streaming for at least 6-7 hours on that day, and I'm playing whatever game. It's usually a break from COD to, you know, it gets other people involved, people who don't get the enjoyment out of COD, they can then
People
get
like
involved.
myself, I love seeing you on Mondays. There's Rocket League out there. I've seen some scary games. There's
Exactly.
been some stupid games. It's a
It's
nice
great.
it's a nice
It's a
change of
nice-
pace.
And it helps me out as well. 'Cause if I play too much COD, I get frustrated and I almost get worse. So by playing another game, it freshens me up for the next time.
Well, I'm impressed because let me tell you, before I quit and I went to the job that I'm at now, I was doing 12-hour days. Similar, I was doing a weird continental days and then a week of nights, and the 12 hours were always tough because I was doing the 12 and then the time home, right? So mind you, I didn't live very far, but it's like, man, I come home and by the time I come home, I'm pretty much got to go to bed if I want to get back up. Like, you know, for me to run, I would do it on a Saturday night. I'd run a 2-hour stream knowing I had to be back in 8 hours, and it killed me. That is why I do the you know, the schedule that I do kind of now, right? And we found that same mix, right? My wife and I are now off on the same weekends. So I'm like, cool, this is how it's going to work. I got Mondays one week, Wednesdays the next week. Those are my days. Those are when I'm going to do these interview with you guys, going to do some editing, going to do a stream. Saturday, Sundays are yours. Sunday night is mine. Sunday night, you know, give me 3-4 hours on Sunday night. That's where I'm going to come down into my fortress of solitude and do my thing. There will be no PlainGuy show. That'll work. Just, you know, that's my gaming. Even if I'm not streaming, it's my gaming time.
That's it.
Right. Sometimes, hey, I love playing games off stream. I love streaming games, but it's fun
really
playing
nice.
off. Mm-hmm.
It is really nice to just relax. It's like a different form of playing. You almost forget what it's like, and it is very nice when you're not streaming. It is. Although we love streaming, it's different. It's nicer.
When I started streaming, I found that I played less video games than before I was streaming, as weird as that sounds, because I would set my days and I would only do it then. And it almost not became a job. I don't want to say that, but at the same time, it was, I used to just, if there was nothing going on at night, she's going to watch a movie, I'm going to come downstairs, I'm going to play some Rocket League. I'd go through a couple of weeks, I'd play every night for maybe 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Once the stream aspect came in, I said, no, I want to save my gameplay for when I'm actually streaming. And I'd set it to my days. And it was like, I actually played less video games when I was streaming. And I found there's a weird dynamic that came out of it. Speaking of, you know, short streams, long streams, you guys not long ago did a 24-hour stream. There was a bunch of you that did it. You guys raised a ton of money. It was for an amazing cause. I want you to tell me a bit about that, the story. What was the charity? I know a bit about it, but you know, you're the best man to answer these questions.
So it might be a bit of a random sort of one to people, as basically it was a bit of a no fucking chance thing again. We were a lot smaller at the time, so there was still quite a few of us. I think there was at least 10. I think it was 10 of us, maybe less. I could be wrong. Basically, I rep UK Brem, as you shouted him out earlier. Part of No Fucking Chance, great guy. A very, very close friend of his, Neil. He developed forgive me about the details, but he developed very late a cancer in his spine, I think it was. And you know, he basically been told it's incurable. You haven't got long left. And you know, the guy's in his like mid-20s. He's got a wife, he's got a kid, and it was just like, it was awful. And you know, it really upset Brendan. And Brendan was like, it was his idea. He suggested it. He was like, I'm doing this 24-hour stream. I want to raise money, and I want to do it for him. And we all saw it as one, a good chance to help Brendan, obviously, but also a good opportunity to learn how to do these 24-hour streams, because you know, if it's for charity, I'm so happy to do it, and I want to be able to do more in the future, and we will be doing more for charities here, there, whatever. Like, we are going to do more for whoever. So it was a good opportunity, obviously, to help out Brendan, help out Neil. You know, we all heard his story, we all watched his videos, and it was heartbreaking, made you feel sick.
Yep.
Awful. And so yeah, it was, you know, help him raise money and also learn how to do these. So next time we do them, how can we enhance them? How can we raise more money? How can we do this, do that? It was, and it turned out amazing. Like, we did so much. We thought we were going to raise like maybe £300-400, and we raised over £1,000. Like, it was just, we could not believe it. It was crazy. We don't get me wrong, we built a schedule and we had a plan, and we had massive help from Mad Dad Gaming. He got in touch with Nitro Luke. He was quite close to him.
Oh, nice.
And we were able to run a few games with him. And after that, he raided me, which meant he sent everyone. So, so all these people all of a sudden were watching, and I explained why we were doing this. And like the donations just came in, and it was crazy. We couldn't believe it. It was major.
Wow. I get goosebumps just
even talking about it gets me a bit like shaky from when I get, it's crazy. I'll never forget it.
No, that's amazing. It was. I remember watching. I remember, you even had some support from streamers over on the North American side, like the reach that this went to on where it started. And I remember I seen a post, and I think it was IREP UK, Bren, and I seen a post, and I went, oh, and I checked out the videos, and you're right, they broke your heart, broke your heart.
Yeah.
And then, I seen you doing the stream, and you come over, and it was, how can we help? How can we support? Here's a PayPal. All donations are going to them, and you know what I mean? The community, as much as we love to build that community and bring that enjoyment, it's amazing to see that come right back around, where that community just gets behind you on something like that.
It was the biggest boost we have all received as streamers, because we were all just like, we are actually doing something here. Like, we are actually building a group of people who genuinely love each other. And were willing to donate their hard-earned money to this, obviously to an amazing cause to help Neil out and his family. Yeah. And it was just crazy, like everyone pulling together. And I think that just showed, that was when we all sort of woke up and we were like, whoa, we have a community. Like, we are building it, but we actually have one already. And it was right under our noses the whole time. Like, crazy.
It was the eye-opening experience to how big the community had actually gotten when you don't think of it that way, right?
No, not at all.
So that being said, how are you looking to build this stream in, let's say, the next 3-5 years? Obviously, everyone wants to do it as long as they can. You seem like a smart man. You seem to have a plan when it comes to doing these tournaments, when it comes to doing these charity events. I'm guessing you have a plan when it comes to doing these streams as we move into the future. What is the future of streaming? What do you think is the direction it's going? Is it this game style streaming? Is it a more interactive style? Like, what do you think is the future of JD Hawk Gaming, and how to bring it to that next level?
So, I mean,
crystal ball time.
Yeah, right? So I said before we started, streaming was never a thing I looked into. Don't get me wrong, I always loved the idea of it. And actually, what I've always wanted to do is to create YouTube videos and YouTube series of games, etc. But streaming, I thought was a lot easier at the time, because you don't have to do the editing. It's none of that. You play and you talk.
Yeah.
So I was like, great, I'll start doing that. And like, obviously, 9 months down the line, I've gotten to where I am now, and it's like, and I'm enjoying it so much that now, although it is a hobby, I'm like, no, I want this to be more. I want this to be my job. I want this to be I want to wake up every morning, do this, like have a great social life and be on my PC all day, whether it's gaming or doing cool stuff to the stream or creating videos. Like, I'm so ready to do that. And then my brain just starts popping off. I'm like, what if a few years down the line, what if I get big? I could start doing other things, I could start like vlogging my life. Like, if me and Georgia go on holiday a lot. So like, I was like, so when I go on holiday, I could start vlogging and showing people around the world. Like, they're basically showing people what I'm doing and shouting out things to do and showing people that there is life out there, sort of thing. And so that's where I'm at. I'm sort of just like constantly like spitballing ideas. I'm like, oh, I want to do this, and I want to do this, and I want to do this, and I want to do this.
As long as I will gladly compete with the JD Hawk Show. I'm just saying, you want to get into the YouTube creation, I'm all for it. I'm gonna support the page. But no, you know what? That's important. And I think a lot of people have that idea. Same thing when I started streaming. I wasn't really looking. It was something I'm like, I'll give it a try. Right? Again, worst case scenario, I play video games.
That's it.
Right? How is that a lose? Right? There's no lose to that. And then we started doing it, and my, numbers never, numbers were numbers, whatever they were. And then with COVID kind of coming to an end, numbers really started to fall off. Right. That was one of those things. If you didn't get in at the right time, and I got in at the right time, but I didn't have the schedule you guys have. I couldn't do it every day. I couldn't build that. All of a sudden, well, why don't we do these little YouTube videos? Right. There's always that constant wheel spinning. And I think you're the same way in that it's always, what is the next project that we can grow through? What can we commit to? What can we make build? And I think you are the type of person that no matter what you do, it is going to be successful because you tend to think it through. You tend to seem to have a passion for it, which I think is important. And, the vlogging, you've got the pretty boy face, you've got the pretty boy hair, and I don't have TikTok, but I will follow you on TikTok if it is going around the world showing me cool places. I'm just saying. I am not your audience, but I will definitely follow the hell out of it because you fit that cookie cutter so perfectly. And then throw the accent in. I'm in. I'm sold.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
My wife has told me it's when I told her who I was going to be interviewing for this episode of the PlainGuy show, and she goes to me, "Who is he?" And I said, "All right." So I pulled the stream up on my phone. I'm showing her, and she goes, "I could listen to him for a while." And I was like, it's unfair. It's unfair. We are at such a disadvantage. But hey, I'm glad that you guys do it. I'm glad that you guys use it to your advantage. I know you don't hear it, but we hear it. We hear it, and I absolutely love it. New games that are coming out. What are you excited for? The big night seems to be. I'll let you say it, but I got a feeling I know where it's going.
Battlefield is wow. I feel like the person who created the Battlefield trailer was, how do we aim this for JD Hawk? And they just I think I live streamed it when it was dropping.
Right.
And a few people jumped in, everyone was a bit happy, everyone was a bit hyper. And I had to turn off my camera before I watched it because I knew exactly what I was gonna be. I was gonna be like a little kid in a sweet shop. Like I was the whole time I was just like I couldn't believe it. I was just like, this is amazing. And like, even though people were like, like people would jump in, they were like, oh, that was a bit rubbish, wasn't it? And I was just like, what? Explain yourself.
1v1 me. How dare you?
Yeah, how dare you?
You've insulted my pride.
But yeah, honestly, that trailer, it got me. It got me so good.
Yeah,
it
looked pretty good.
And
wait. That was all gameplay. That's what was crazy. I watched that video too, and they said like actual gameplay, and they're like, this looks cinematic. Like this is the gameplay.
It was crazy.
It's going to be some exciting times. Is there any other games that you like to, like I said, I know you like to play the Rocket League. Is there any other new little indie games people wouldn't think of that you've kind of been thinking of? You want to do some little fun things to break it up on your Mondays?
Yes. So, I don't know if you're aware, I have been very slightly been playing a game called Subnautica.
Yeah, I streamed that for a little bit.
Love it. It's
confusing.
One of my favorite games ever. Yeah, it is confusing. However, myself and Georgia watch a lot of YouTube anyway. Therefore, I've seen a lot of gameplay.
Right.
And it was one of those. I watched multiple gameplays, and even to this day, I was like, I've got to get it. Like, I'm addicted to it. I think it's so cool. That everything about the game I absolutely love. So, yeah, I've been playing that on stream. I can't wait to finish it so I can get the new one that's just been. It's like I think it's the new one, Sub-Zero or Below Zero, something like that.
Yeah.
It's fully done now. They've completed it,
okay.
I believe, or they've done the final update, something like that. So I can't wait to start playing that again. I've already watched videos. I know what happens. I've spoiled the story for myself, but I don't care because when I'm playing the game, I'm gonna be like, whoa.
I couldn't believe when I played that how visually awesome it was. You dive underwater underwater at night. There we go, English. And the glow, like just the looks of everything was amazing. The only thing I hated is you get near, if anyone hasn't played it, there's a ship that crashes, you're deserted on a planet, right? I won't spoil anything, but when you get up to the ship, the graphics just go to hell.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all this beautiful work, and I up against the ship, and it's like, oh, you killed me. My problem was I didn't look enough at stuff, and so I would go to one of those an island somewhere, look, leave, and then find out, oh, I had a mission to find something while I was there, and you're all the way back to, and I'm like, I lost it. I've never been good at those games. I get distracted.
I'm so anal. I have to look at everything. Oh, there's a plant here I need to scan. Absolutely.
Oh,
My
yeah.
Wikipedia's telling me about this plant. I will read that.
Yeah, I'm the opposite, right? Any open world game, because it is borderline open world.
Yeah.
Any time that there's side quests and everything, man, I am like, ooh, look, a squirrel, and gone, and just completely off task. And then I go, you know what I mean?
Amazing.
Where was I?
But-
Why was I here? Why, this alien ship, this whatever, everything. I get lost. I need a
Exactly.
point A. You need to put me on a path, and there's walls on each side that I can't get out of. And I'm good. I'll go
Tunnel vision.
beginning to end. Yeah, tunnel vision. But as soon as you go, oh, look, there's something shiny over here, I'm like, see ya. So
Right.
no, so I didn't know you play it. You know what? I have not seen you play Subnautica. I must be busy on Mondays, but
It's not every Monday. It's not.
Yeah.
It's. I think it's one of those when I haven't planned. Because usually I think about it.
Mhm.
If I haven't planned and it's just I've gone on, I'm just gone right. So yes, I'm not good, and I'll just load it up and start playing because I can get lost in that game. And most of the time, it's just me, like really concentrating. I'm just like, God, I love these graphics. God, I love this music. God, I feel so immersed right now.
what is it? Me, it was the water fishies. I always call them the water fishies when you're chasing around those purple guys that you get the drink from.
Oh yeah,
Here, water fishy.
ladderfish. See,
yeah,
I'm a nerd. I know the names of them.
Yeah, I had friends like that with Ark. I remember if you've ever seen Ark
Yeah.
gameplay.
Another great game.
Unreal. I remember it was one of those. We all started together playing it. I took a bit of time off because I was always one like that. I'd get into a game, I'd take a little break from it. At this point, we're like, hitting rocks on the beach. I take a little break. I come back. They've got assault rifles, and I'm like, what happened? Where, like, what do you mean? We have like grenades.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I was
So-
collecting dinosaur poop 5 minutes ago, and you guys now have grenades.
But my problem with Ark is the inner child in me is love dinosaurs, like, and the idea of Ark, I was just like, this is insane. I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
However, I just found it was the most time-consuming thing
Yep.
ever. Like their online servers are ridiculous.
Oh, I've got friends that
I had-
play on rate that had been in 24-hour raids, like
Yeah,
server
yeah,
raids
it's
and stuff.
crazy.
It's unreal.
I had poor Georgia. I had to go to work a few years ago when I was on a night shift. I had Georgia set an alarm for like 3-4 o'clock in the morning so she could wake up and feed a baby T-Rex.
Oh, because
Like
you were imprinting.
crazy. And it
I
was
had a
just like,
friend that got
we spent like 16 hours on this thing, and it was just like,
Yeah, no, the dinosaur side, I remember when we first started, we're on one of these beaches, and there's this dinosaur that kept killing us. I still can't remember the name. I have friends, if Gavin and Rob, if you guys are watching, you guys will bury me for this one. But we called it a Duckosaurus. It was this duck bill with fur and these big claws. And I'm terrible for not knowing names of things. And I'm like, it's the goddamn Duckosaurus. We got it like, and his aggro, like his, what do they call it? Aggro,
yeah.
Yeah, range was huge. And this guy would just like, we're like, in our handkerchiefs out on the beach, and this guy just come and slaughter us over and over again.
It is a very difficult game.
It's a very frustrating and
difficult.
difficult game.
It is. But
But-
yeah, going back to the games I play, I don't have a genre. Everyone always asks me like, what's your favorite game and all this, and I honestly just don't have one. Like I am the most simple person when it comes to games. Like I love Fall Guys. Like Fall Guys, I actually will admit I don't play enough of it on stream, because when I play it, it's so funny. Don't get me wrong, I get very frustrated, but it's just funny. Minecraft, I love Minecraft. It's a game like aimed for kids. I love it. It's so like,
It's
because
modern day Legos. That's what I call
It's
it. And everyone
great,
loves
yeah,
Legos.
I absolutely love anyone who says they don't like Minecraft. I just literally say you're just trying to act like you're grown up. Because you're like everyone loves Minecraft. Yeah, honest, any game I happily play it. I've never had horror games is always been a fascination. I love horror films. Me and Georgia, we go to cinema all the time to watch horror films. Whenever a new one's out, we're going to watch it. Like it's pretty much the only films we watch.
You're a braver man than I.
Games is a new one for me because, again, I like watching the films and I loved watching YouTubers play it. But whenever I tackled it, I wasn't very good. I jump at everything. In any horror movie I go to, I'm the guy with the popcorn, like spilling it everywhere because I jump at everything. Like even at a bit that wasn't a jump scare, it got me. So like when it came to the horror games, again, I had the fascination and I love the horror games, but playing it myself, I always struggled. But I was sent the challenge, sort of. Christy and James, Christy was like, "I would love to see you play a horror game."
Yeah.
And it started with Phasmophobia, but I've just played Outlast 2, and it was probably the only horror game I've genuinely completed. And don't get me wrong, I think I only completed it because I had people watching. If it wasn't for the people watching, I would have hidden like a little girl and quit the game. But because the people watching, it was like, got act brave.
Yeah, gotta be a tough guy. I can't get scared.
Exactly.
Get scared. Oh, there is
I made
a
it
good
harder
game.
on myself.
There is a good game if you ever want to check it out. Is on Steam. We did a stream on it a while back. My wife actually did. I hate scary shit. I have no problem admitting I'm a goddamn chicken when it comes to scary shit. I hate it. Hate it with a passion. And there is this game called I'm Scared. It's all capital letters. It is like a 16-bit pixelated game. It's nothing fancy on graphics, but it is a mental mind. I won't give you any spoilers on it. You'll probably watch gameplay anyways. I encourage you not to. It's probably like a $5, like a 3-pound game or something. It's nothing fancy, but it's got a certain level of psychological in it.
Okay.
And I remember she was playing it and I was sitting off to the side because she doesn't know how to run any of the stuff. And I literally I wasn't even watching it. I had my head down. I was watching the stream on my phone and I had the buttons for like sounds that we would do because I didn't want to watch it. I'm that scared of stuff. I'm not scared of gory, like that doesn't bug me. It's psychological thrillers, especially, they get to me. So if you haven't already, I'm Scared. I think it's worth checking out. At least watch a video, read an article on it. People will tell you it's a good little indie game that has a way of getting you. I might
have to give it a go. I mean, the horror game stream was so successful that I feel like I have to please the people and I've got to keep playing these horrors. So
I actually have the game in a folder on my desk right now that says Hell No. I moved it to a folder. It's there with that and Pogo Stuck because those two games can go to hell.
Yeah. I've spent way too long on that game. Jesus.
Well, Josh, it is getting late over on your time. It is getting late over on my over here as well. Before we wrap things up, advice for people getting into streaming, right? I always like to end it with that. It's about building a community. Obviously, you guys have built up your Norfolk and Chance group and everything like that and helped different streamers and that. One piece of advice that you could give to a streamer, whether he be starting off, whether he be small, he's still in the early stages, what would it be?
One is definitely balance that lifestyle between your work, between your partner, and between your streaming and gaming. Again, I couldn't do the streaming without Georgia. Like, she's just been my rock through this. So you've got to understand that they're giving up their time so you can do your thing. That's one thing to understand. Another thing, don't forget you're on camera. That's you have got to be careful. There's been a few hiccups before. Yeah, easy stuff like that. Honestly, it's or you've said something so stupid and you've just you've just completely wronged yourself, and you look down and you see like 4 people watching. You're like, god damn it. Like or you're playing COD and you do something absolutely stupid and you're like, I hope no one saw that, and you look at your screen and you see someone in your chat has clipped it and you're just like, oh Jesus Christ. But most importantly, I think it's honestly just don't be shy and never be scared to express yourself. Just be you. Like, even if you are shy, if someone does pop in, I think you've got to understand, if you have one viewer, that viewer is taking time out of their day to watch you play games. So no matter what, like, just treat them with respect, be kind, and again, just be yourself. Like, people love genuine people, and you never know, you'll make a friend for life out of it. I've made plenty of friends for life out of it. So that would be my biggest thing. Don't look at it as a job. It's creating content, being with friends, making money out of it if you can do. So, you know, just treat it as it comes, sort of thing. Just take one step at a time.
Enjoy the
Don't
ride.
rush in and buy everything. Yeah, just enjoy the ride. Let it go. Grind it out. You'll never know where you get. So
Absolutely. I think that is great advice. I think that is absolutely amazing advice. Well, Josh, it has been awesome having you on the PlainGuy show today, man. You are, as all of our guests, everyone keeps getting better and better and better. And you are definitely one of my favorites. Don't tell the other ones. But no, it has been an awesome time. I'm so happy that you can join us. Guys, don't forget to check out, I always point the wrong way. We've got JD Hawk. You will find him over on Facebook Gaming. You will find him over on Instagram. You'll find him on TikTok. The links are below. They're all in the description of the video. If you haven't already, don't forget this side. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. That is what keeps it going. It means nothing to you guys, and it means the world to us, whether it be Josh's stream, whether it be this show. It's you guys that make this all possible. So, Josh, on behalf of PlainGuy Show, I'd like to thank you for coming out.
thank you so much for having me.
I can't wait to see you guys at the next one. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
You're the best around. Nothing's gonna